In this episode, I will show you the process I use to add a new locomotive to my layout. Stick around. Hi, and welcome to a new episode. I just received this in the mail. It's a grain Farish Class 37 with EWS livery, and it has a running number of 37174. I've been after this one for some time, and today it's finally here, and I want to set it up. It is DCC ready, so I need the decoder for it. Look at that, how nice. I'm going to take it out of the box and show it to you better. Be right back. It is a used model. I bought it second hand from eBay. It looks in very good condition, but we'll know the truth once we put a decoder in it and run it on the layout. So I'm going to take the body off and put the decoder in, program it, and I'll show it to you running. Until then. Okay, to get the body off, I've always wanted to show this, but today I have a chance. I get these plastic pieces. I cut up the covers for the points, and I slide them between the chassis and the body, and they move forward until it gets stuck, and then I push up. Oops, hang on. And it fits between the body. Hang on a minute. There. And it fits between the body and the chassis. There's a latch and it pushes it open. I do the same on the other side. Sometimes it's easier than other times. There we are. And now I grab them both together and I gently pull the body away. Very gently, without dropping anything. And there we have the body removed from the chassis. So we have this blanking plate, which I want to remove, and I'm going to install this decoder by ESU. I've used this one before. I had trimmed the wires off it. I didn't need them, and I'm going to fit them inside the socket there. Now before I put the body back on, I'm going to my programming track and check it out. So I've loaded my lock programmer for my decoder and reset the values of this particular decoder to factory default. I want to change the address from 3 to a 4-digit number, and I like to use the last 4 numbers of the running number, so it's 7174 in this particular case. And also I'm going to save it to I created this before I started. I'm going to save this to a profile called 37174. So I'm going to write this to the decoder, and it will eventually save it there. So now the new address for this particular locomotive is 7174. Now I like to do some changes to the CVs, particularly ones that are controlled by iTrain. In iTrain, you need to set the brake and acceleration values to 0, because iTrain will control the acceleration and braking values. So what I have to do here is go to value 3. If I read it now, it has some value. No, it's set to 0. Okay, I set it. And value 4, I like to set to 0 as well. which has been set. 5, which is the maximum speed. I'm going to take this one up to 120. I'm going to write that. And I'm going to give an educated guess that 6, which would be the middle speed. I'm going to half the 120. And I'm going to write that. Now what I am doing here is setting the maximum and middle speed. When you Google the maximum speed for a class 37, it results that its maximum speed is 140 kilometers an hour. So what I'm setting here is the maximum speed and the middle to simulate the 140 kilometers an hour at this locomotive's maximum speed at speed step 126. So what I'm going to do next is bring up iTrain, and I'm going to show you how I do this. Be right back. So this is iTrain, and I'm going to load the speed measurement option. This is what comes up. I have pre-selected the 37174. I don't have an image for it yet. These are the 3 sensors that the locomotive will run from and to, back and forwards, to measure the speed on the center sensor. This is the length of the whole track where the speed will be measured, and these are the speed steps. I have decided to go with both directions. I always do that with all my locos. To start off with, I start at step 1 to 6, and I'm going with in reverse, yes, and here's the loco. So I'm going to start this up now, and it's going to travel all the way there. It is supposed to measure the speed at that step. So stop there now and come back. And we'll stop here again. Okay, we have measured the speed at 138 and 137. That's close enough for me. For 140, I guess the value of 120 before from experience. So this is the middle speed step 63, and I'm going to measure the speed at that now. This is where I set the middle speed CB to 60. So here we go again. This time obviously to be slower. Not bad as a runner, and I still have to clean it or dismantle the bogies to check them out. And we're coming back. We are so far at 74 kilometers an hour. That's very close to half. And 72. I'm happy with that. Now the next part is going to be, let's go back to the screen. I'm going to clear this up, and I'm going to select every 10 speed step, and it's going to send the train up and down, up and down, up and down that particular sensor to measure the speed in those speed steps. And then over here it will create hopefully a nice smooth wave. This is going to take some time, so I'm gonna maybe show you. I'm gonna start it, and I'm gonna let it run until all these steps are done, and I'll get back to you with the result. Until then, as you can see, the train has finished, and on the screen here you can see the wave that the speed steps have mapped out according to the settings I entered into the decoder. Now, the last step here is about 6 kilometers an hour. Well, I'm going to put my own bit here down to 1 kilometer, and when that is done and I press apply, iTrain will fill in all these empty values here. Ready? There we go. So now we have this wave here, and it has been saved in the profile for this particular engine. So now, if I come here and I do this, it will start obeying the way it should. Good, good. So now I'm going to put the body back on, and I'm going to do some tweaking where it should stop, adjusting slightly the brakes and the acceleration to my personal liking from within iTrain, and that is done. Here. Okay, so acceleration is defaulting to 100 milliseconds speed step 1. Let's say normally I put it up to about 250. There, 250. Braking, I like to stop it at speed step 2, and I'm going to go up to 200 with this. Occupancy. The wheels are approximately 1 centimeter, if I remember correctly, from the other class 37, 1 centimeter overhang from the body and the buffers. So I put 1 centimeter in the front and 1 centimeter in the back. Okay. Oh, before I continue, let me find another 37. Let me find the length. It's 13.5. Hang on a minute, let me go in there again. What's the overhang? Okay, that's train. Yeah, locomotive. Options, overhang 1 centimeter. Okay, so the light barrier will be halfway that, 6.75, and I'll talk to you about that soon. Let me go back here. Locomotive, come on. Pick this here, drop it here. No picture, that's why. Okay, change this to light barrier 6.75. Oh wait, yeah, there, and 6.75 here. Okay, for the time being, I'm going to leave these here. These are the the drag brake, where to stop the train on a particular position. For example, at a station, you can adjust where you want it to stop, and where you adjust in one place, it will act the same way in every position you want it to stop. So let's try this for now. So I've set up this bit of tape here with a mark on it. That is where I would like the train to stop. So what I do to set that up is I go into the locomotive properties under options, and we're going to check out this reaction delay feature here. I'm not going to bother with backward motion, I'm just going to concentrate on the forward motion. By default it's set up to 200 milliseconds, so we're going to give it a try as it is. I've set up a little route here, stop test, and it's just going to go from here. This is where it's at the moment. It's going to go around the track and stop here for 1 second and go again on an endless loop. So I'm going to send it. this is the inertia. I set it to from within the locomotive properties of iTrain. Remember, I set the inertia CVs all to 0 and the braking set to 0. So let's see. I'm going to fast forward this until it comes back. Okay, here comes the train again. Let's see where it's going to stop with the setting it has at the moment. That's not bad. I'll just remove a few milliseconds from there. So we're going to take it down to say 150 and we'll see how it will react the next time around. From experience I learned that just because it stops correctly the first time or second or third, whenever, it doesn't exactly always stop there. You have to take into consideration quite a few features. Starters, dirt on the track, dirt in the wheels and in the contacts, the weight it's towing, and whether you're on an incline or not, where you need to stop. It all factors together. And the age of the motor, I mean, in the beginning it's all hunky-dory, but then by time the motor starts getting tired and it doesn't exactly perform like it when it was new. So you have to keep these things in mind. I don't think it will ever stop on the same spot for more than 2 or 3 times, to be honest with you. Anyway, it's coming round the bend. It's quite a way to go yet, but I put on these 12 hoppers. I'm a fan of EWS. I like the colors. I like the livery as it is. One day I wish to weather them, but anyway, here comes the train now. Let's see where it's going to stop, and it will be in your sight in a few seconds. There you are. Where is it going to stop? Almost same. So let's do 100. You have to keep trying, you have to be patient. So, but this time I'm going to fast forward this. Here it comes again. Will it do it this time? Well, for me, that is acceptable. What did we set it to? 100. Okay, I'm going to let it go around one more time. It was pretty close to the mark where I wanted it to stop. Let's see what it's going to do the second time around with that value. Be right back. And here it is again, slowing down. It's in your picture now. Nah, I'm gonna leave it as it is. It's nothing. This is not going to stop at the station, so I just wanted to stop clear enough to give way to other traffic. That's all. I don't want it to cross onto a point. So if it has to stop 20 centimeters away from a point, at least it will stop at the same distance, 18 or 22. It's not a problem. Anyway, that's the process I use when I introduce a new train on the layout. I have to set it up with with what I showed you. Takes some time, you know. I mean, the video may be what 10-15 minutes long. I've been at it for a day and a half, and yeah, it takes up time. But the end result is very rewarding. So anyway, this is it for now. I'm going to show you it running around the track and end the video. So until the next time, have a nice day.